Zanardi's come back in fantastic order from his spell. He had a little bit longer off than probably anticipated, but we're not worried about his comeback, and he's come back in good order and come up really quickly, which is great.
He's in the Country Championships preview at Grafton. First up, what are you expecting there?
I'm expecting that he'll run well. He's come through his first up trial really well, and he's since jumped out again over 800 at home and won the trial jump out quite easily. So I think first up 1200, and he likes Grafton and gets in good at the weights.
Critical time, hands and heels, now flat out in front of Zanardi's Lane and Eagle Hawk Star. Zanardi's Lane, a last gasp lunge, got the check.
How good?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Wasn't sure if he was going to get there. He looked like he was getting tired late, but he's tough.
He's a winner too, isn't he?
He is. He tries his heart out. He puts in every time he goes around.
You know, mate, that's a good training performance. You know, you've been off the scene 8.5 months. To bring him here, one trial, one sneaky jump out, produce him, and he digs deep at 1200, and he's a better horse at 14.
Oh, absolutely. And 8 months off, and he always comes in really big and robust, and so I was a little bit worried, but we do plenty of work at the beach. We take Zanardi's Lane to the beach probably for about 80% of his track work. When we first got Zanardi, he was quite towy, obnoxious, and quite a difficult horse to have around the stables and to ride. So opting to train him at the beach and do something different with him, it's just been the world of difference to his behaviour and his tractability on and off the track. So we probably come down the beach about 2-3 times a week, and he does some of his pace work down here, just walk in the water straight afterwards, and it's really good for his mind, and it's good to teach him to travel on a float and back and forth as well. Never had a horse that didn't like the beach. They all love it. Obviously the first few attempts going into the water can be a bit daunting for them, but I've never had a horse that hasn't thrived off beach work.
Tell us about his owner, Steve Flynn, because he actually works for you.
Yeah, Steve, great guy, quite a character, but he came to me looking for a trainer for his horse about 2.5 years ago now, and he couldn't afford the training fees, so we just made a deal that he works for the training fees, and we do that deal where he works afternoons and weekends and helps out when he can, and we train the horse for him.
And your partner, Brett Dodson, is a trainer as well at Coffs Harbour. How long have you been together?
Brett and I have been together for nearly 7 years. Yeah, it's been a uphill, downhill kind of road with obviously the racing and that. Everyone has their good days and bad days, but we're there for each other at the end of the day, which is great after a bad day at the races or a good day at the races. No, we talk about racing a lot. We brainstorm together, we do back and forth about our horses, good or bad. Honeymoon would be great. That was obviously that would be probably the best part about getting married, is going on a holiday, because we don't get that very often. But I mean, one day when it does happen, we'll definitely go on a holiday. It'll probably be a honeymoon to Karaka yearling sales or something like that, but everything always ends up to be a bit horsey or racing, that's for sure.
Have you considered a co-training licence, or is that pushing the envelope a bit?
No, never considered that. I think we'll stay our separate identities. We do things obviously a bit differently. I'm obviously a little bit more alternate, and I think it works what we're doing, and obviously we can support each other through our separate identities and our separate businesses, and work together separately in that way. The main thing I love about horse training is you get a horse like from scratch, or even a tried horse, and you see this go through the grades and succeed. And it doesn't matter if you win a race at Barraville or Tabulum or Royal Randwick, it's just an absolute thrill, and no one really understands how much work goes into it. People say, oh, like what good luck you had. It has nothing to do with luck at the end of the day. It's the hard work behind the scenes, and I think that's what I like. I like working hard towards something, and that's racing. It is a crazy industry, and it's very full on, like it's mentally draining and physically draining, but I think my main thing is I try and just escape, which sounds strange, but I have equestrian horses and friends that are equestrian riders, so that's my escape, is more horses, but away from racing is going to ride my horses out at the farm, do jumping, do camp drafting, things like that. I think that's my escape, and as much as it's still a horse event, it's different, there's no pressure and it's still fun, so it's a nice change.